afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. It is Dr. Zorba Thursday.
That's right. We're going to talk to him about all the latest COVID-19 news, and we'll be taking your calls today, too. So Mark and I will let you know when it's time to call in.
But first, here's what's making news on this Thursday. Governor Evers says Wisconsin is seeing COVID-19 spread like never before.
We're learning more about what options will be available at the Madison Public Market.
And Vice President Mike Pence makes another stop in Wisconsin. Let's take a look outside. It was cloudy for a while and sprinkled for a while. The sun came out. Lots going on. A couple of raindrops out there. Chris Reese is outside as well. How's it right now?
We are dry on the weather patio, but areas towards the north and west, that is where we have seen at least some of those showers of thunderstorms. Doppler track right now showing you what's going on. The area I'm focused on, it's just towards the north and west of Dane County. You're talking all the way from the Dells through Baraboo, Prairie du Sac, back through Lone Rock, now just towards the east of Boscobel. This is where we're seeing the showers. Towards Boscobel, that's where there's been lightning embedded. So these are where your thunderstorms are. That's going to be moving over towards Highland as we go through the next couple of moments here. Otherwise, this is how skies look outside. Our temperature sits at 72 as winds continue out of the south and southwest at 8 miles per hour. Janesville is at 79, but you see where that rain-cooled air is. 60s just towards the north of Dane County, and that's going to be working its way on in. Let's look through the next couple of hours. We'll see those chances for showers of thunderstorms. Temperatures will fall into the 60s as we move into the overnight hours, and then eventually the 50s for your overnight low. Traffic-wise, no major issues are showing up, but we are starting to see your rush hour slowdowns. We'll continue to watch traffic as we go throughout the show, and we're going to track those showers throughout the show as well.
All right, Chris, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you. It is no secret Wisconsin's COVID numbers are one of the highest in the country.
And with the start of the school year, the amount of positive cases just keeps going up. Charlotte DeLeste tells us how Governor Evers is addressing this. Charlotte?
Susan and Mark, the governor, along with Andrea Palm, the Department of Health Services Secretary-designee, spoke today about the unprecedented growth the state is experiencing when it comes to positive COVID-19 cases. And the primary driver, in large part, is 18 to 24-year-olds. The governor said campuses do not exist in a bubble, and they are part of our communities. So he announced that $8.3 million will go to all of the state's private, nonprofit, and tribal colleges and universities for COVID-19 testing.
If you need a test, you should get a test. We have capacity in our system. If you're experiencing any kind of symptoms, please get a test, call your local healthcare provider, go to one of our community testing sites, but we do have tests available every day, and we would encourage folks to get tested if you need it.
In addition to that particular age group that has been identified as a contributor to our high numbers, the governor is also looking at another large group. And coming up on News 3 Now at 5, I will tell you who Governor Evers would like to get some cooperation from for the sake of everyone's health and well-being.
All right, Charlotte, we'll see you then. Thank you. Another 2,000 or so people have tested positive for COVID-19 in Wisconsin since the beginning of the outbreak. More than 108,000 people have contracted the virus. 4 more people have died since yesterday, bringing the total to 1,263.
Vice President Mike Pence is back in Wisconsin today, making a campaign stop in Eau Claire. He spoke to people at Midwest Manufacturing on the Menards headquarters campus. The vice president pushed several of the Trump campaign's main talking points, including funding police, the Supreme Court, and the economy. And just days after the U.S. surpassed 200,000 COVID-19 deaths, Pence said the Trump administration is working to stop the spread of the coronavirus.
Because of the collaboration that this president forged with government at every level across this country, and because of the cooperation of the American people, I know we saved hundreds of thousands of American lives.
Vice President Pence has visited Wisconsin 4 times over the last month. Wisconsin is seen, as you know, as a major swing state in the election.
Today, healthcare is the topic as President Trump hits the battleground states of North Carolina and Florida. Joe Biden campaigned in North Carolina yesterday. The White House is dealing with fallout after President Trump refused to commit to a peaceful transition of power if he loses the November 3rd election. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are reacting to the president's comments.
This president assure us that there will be a peaceful transfer of power.
The president will accept the results of a free and fair election.
If he loses, he is going to leave office because we are going to defend American democracy.
The Trump campaign has mounted legal challenges to mail-in voting in several states, and those cases could make it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. The president and first lady were heckled while paying their respects to the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. President Trump will name her successor this Saturday, and he's pushing to get a Senate confirmation vote before the November election.
More than 1 million absentee ballots have been sent out in Wisconsin, and now the State Elections Commission is asking for people receiving their ballots to complete and return them as soon as possible. The sooner city clerks receive the ballots, the sooner they can start the pre-screening process.
So that they have time to identify any issues that might be on your certificate and that you have time to fix those to make sure that your ballot is counted.
You can track your ballot, by the way, at the website at the bottom of your screen. It's myvote.wi.gov.
Police in Louisville say that they will enforce a curfew tonight after 2 officers were shot during protests over the Breonna Taylor grand jury decision. Jerika Duncan has the latest from Louisville.
Officials in Louisville say they have video that shows 26-year-old Lorenzo Johnson shooting 2 police officers during last night's protest following the grand jury's decision in the Breonna Taylor case.
I'm extremely happy to report that one of them was treated and released from University Hospital with a leg wound, and the other, who was struck in the abdomen, is in stable condition after undergoing significant surgeries and is expected to recover.
Although protests started peacefully, there were reports of garbage can fires, damaged vehicles, and looting. Police made 127 arrests. The protest came after months of waiting for a decision in Taylor's case. Former Louisville detective Brett Hankinson was indicted for endangering lives when he fired 10 shots into an apartment next to Taylor's. Hankinson was arrested and released on bail. Officers Jonathan Mattingly and Miles Cosgrove, who fired the shot that killed Taylor, will not face state criminal charges.
The use of force by Mattingly and Cosgrove was justified to protect themselves.
Taylor was killed on March 13th as police executed a search warrant for drugs and money. Neither were found. Her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, says he believed the police were intruders, so he fired a single shot which hit Mattingly in the thigh. Police returned fire. 6 shots hit Taylor.
Did somebody kick in the door and shot my girlfriend?
Walker has maintained police did not identify themselves before they used a battering ram on the door. Cameron said the officers did knock and announce.
That information was corroborated by another witness.
But attorneys for Walker and Taylor say that witness initially told police he did not hear the officers announce themselves. And an additional 12 neighbors said the same thing. Attorneys want to know what evidence the grand jury was shown.
We are demanding that he release that transcript so we can see if there was any evidence. Did Breonna have any voice in that grand jury proceeding?
The FBI is conducting a separate investigation. One of the things they'll be looking into is whether or not police obtained that warrant using false information. Meanwhile, Hankinson is under investigation by an FBI-led task force for alleged sexual assault claims in another case unrelated to Breonna Taylor's. Jerika Duncan, CBS News, Louisville, Kentucky.
And last week, the city settled a lawsuit against the 3 officers brought by Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, agreeing to pay her $12 million and enact police reforms.
Well, the city of Madison has no shortage of different kinds of cuisine and arts.
That's right. And pretty soon, you'll have even more options to tantalize your taste buds. Melissa Kim joins us now with what you'll find at the new Madison Public Market. Melissa?
Well, hi there, Mark and Susan. Project leaders for the Madison Public Market announced its first 5 vendors today. They'll be El Sabor de Puebla, Little Tibet, Caracas Empanadas, Meli Mel's, and Perfect Imperfections. All of them are food vendors except for Perfect Imperfections. They sell natural products for your body and home. Now, these 5 are part of the Market Ready program, which is designed for entrepreneurs to be able to learn and to thrive in the future market to build a community there.
Each business will thrive when their neighbors are also doing well. So for instance, if somebody comes to the market and they're wanting to buy earrings for Madre Yerba, and they get those earrings, and then they smell something really tasty. Maybe they smell the charcoal chicken from Ember Foods, and they stop and they have lunch. That sort of stopping and discovering is a really big part of what makes the community thrive.
Now, the market is planning to house more than 30 permanent vendors and hundreds of temporary ones year-round. It's not slated to open until 2022, and it'll be on East Johnson and First Street in the City Fleet Services building. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yes, something to look forward to indeed. Melissa, thank you. Well, still to come at 4, we have an update on WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange.
He's back in court today fighting his extradition back to the U.S., but there was a real bombshell in the courtroom. We'll tell you what it is when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
The Golf Range and Suites of By10's Golfland provide safe fun. Golf range buckets and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Full grill and bar service is provided safely to your golf suite by waitstaff. Try fun, easy-to-play top tracer games like Go Fish, only at By10's Golfland.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. And trust your heart to Entresto.
Yeah, I think we're good here. Why do we offer so many active safety features on our Chevy SUVs? Oh, yeah. All set.
Ready, Freddie?
Because we're not just engineers.
Call us when you get there, okay? Slowly. I'm going slow. We have families, too.
Get 15% of MSRP cash back on most 2020 Equinox models. That's over $5,700 cash back on this Equinox. Plus, current GM owners get an additional $750 cash allowance. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Donald Trump is lying again. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone making under $400,000. Biden will close tax loopholes for big corporations. Trump's tax cut giveaway exploded our debt, so he's threatening Social Security and Medicare. Biden will make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share, so we can protect Social Security and Medicare and invest in schools and health care.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Hi, my name is Tim O'Brien, and at The Healthy Place, we are always learning so that we can better serve our customers. One exciting discovery that has been receiving a ton of attention is CBG oil. CBG is a precursor to CBD and many other cannabinoids found in hemp. If you are suffering and need greater relief, ask us about CBG oil. My mission is to never stop searching for more effective ways to help you find your healthy place. Stop by one of our 4 Madison-based locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
By10's Golfland offers 3 award-winning 18-hole miniature golf courses, 2 outside and 1 inside, all open day and night. Have peace of mind. Miniature golf clubs and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Enjoy safe fun for everyone at By10's Golfland.
Welcome back, everyone. There was a surprise surge in jobless claims.
According to the Labor Department, first-time filings for weekly unemployment claims rose by 870,000 last week. 630,000 people applied for pandemic unemployment assistance, which is a program for self-employed and gig workers. Investors on Wall Street shook off those unemployment numbers. The Dow Industrials added 52 points, closing at 26,815. The NASDAQ was up 39. The S&P 500 tacked on about 9.5. A new report is for people like Susan, who love their coffee.
Nectar of the gods, yes. The personal finance site Wallet Hub has ranked the best coffee cities in the U.S. Researchers compared 100 of the largest cities in America for their report. They looked at everything from the number of coffee shops in the city to the average price for a cup of coffee study, and they found Seattle, Washington was the best city for coffee lovers, followed by San Francisco, Portland, Oregon, and Miami, Florida. Another Florida city, Tampa, rounded out the top 5. Wisconsin didn't fare so well, unfortunately. Madison was 51st overall, and Milwaukee was 87th.
So now you have a list of places to go.
There you go. There is no bad coffee anywhere. Well, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is in a London courtroom today fighting against a return to the U.S.
They want the extradition hearing to be stopped and for Assange not to be sent to the U.S., where he faces espionage charges over the release of secret government documents.
Now CBS News is learning about children that Assange fathered under extraordinary circumstances. Elizabeth Palmer spoke with their mother, a lawyer for Assange, who is now his fiancée.
It's the same one.
It's the same one, is it? You love that one. I try to give them as normal a feeling of a family as I can, and I want them to just see our love and their father's affection to the extent that we can.
But little Gabriel and Max have rarely seen their father. The revered and reviled Julian Assange, founder of WikiLeaks. He's been in hiding, or as he is now, in jail, since before they were born. Currently, he's battling extradition to the U.S., where he's charged with conspiracy to hack a Pentagon computer and using WikiLeaks to publish thousands of classified documents.
My work will not be cowed.
Assange argues it was in the public interest. Stella Morris met Assange a decade ago when she joined his legal team. And then they became lovers.
What went through your mind when you decided to get pregnant with this very controversial public figure?
Well, he was the man I wanted to start a family with, and I was 33, and we decided, you know, let's live our lives.
Easier said than done. For 7 years, Assange was a fugitive, holed up in Ecuador's embassy in London. As his lawyer, Stella could visit, and in spite of all the scrutiny, they managed to keep their relationship secret.
We found ways to be private. We had a tent in his room that we put, you know, fairy lights in, and...
A tent?
A tent, yeah. We had a, you know, like a camping tent.
Was that so even if there were cameras, they wouldn't be able to see?
Right, yes.
Then, last year, Assange was dragged out of the embassy and jailed while a judge considers the extradition.
Why should Julian not be extradited to the U.S.?
There's no way Julian will face a fair trial in the U.S.
Going public now, when Assange could be looking at decades of U.S. prison time, is a calculated emotional appeal to the British court.
So, are you hoping that the sight of your 2 beautiful children and the news that he's got a loving, stable relationship will factor in his not being extradited?
Well, I think the court has to deal with the reality that he has a family in the UK.
He also has a history. Former colleagues who call him a liar and an egomaniac, and allegations that he colluded with Russian meddling in the 2016 U.S. election, something he denies.
What do you tell the kids about Daddy?
I tell them that Julian is a hero, and they speak to him every day.
Whatever the courts decide, Stella Morris stands by her man. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, London.
I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Yeah, the story will continue to follow.
Still to come at 4, is it safe to fly during the pandemic?
Some airlines are going the extra mile now to help make flights as safe as possible. We'll find out what they're doing coming up after Chris's First Warn forecast.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Join Anytime Fitness on Tuesday, October 6th during our 12-hour sale and literally only pay what you can. It's our way of helping you get back to making healthy happen. Pay what you can on Tuesday, October 6th at Anytime Fitness.
At
iMart Express, we've enhanced our safety and cleaning standards so that you can shop safely and save. Get 2 pairs of glasses for under $40 and 2 pairs of progressives for under $80. Shop safely and save at iMart Express.
Right glasses.
Right price.
Right now.
I want to make it absolutely clear. Rioting is not protesting. Looting is not protesting. It's lawlessness, plain and simple. And those who do it should be prosecuted. Fires are burning and we have a president who fans the flames. He can't stop the violence because for years he's fomented it. But his failure to call on his own supporters to stop acting as an armed militia in this country shows how weak he is. Violence will not bring change. It'll only bring destruction. It's wrong in every way. If I were president, my language would be less divisive. I'd be looking to lower the temperature in this country, not raise it. Donald Trump is determined to instill fear in America because Donald Trump adds fuel to every fire. This is not who we are. I believe we'll be guided by the words of Pope John Paul II, words drawn from the scriptures. Be not afraid. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
This season, the hottest destination isn't a place, it's a retreat on wheels. Now's your chance to get away in a Ford SUV. The SUVs with the highest brand loyalty in the industry. With scenic views, premium sound, and all your favorite tech, every drive is one exhilarating destination. And with great offers going on now, you've arrived. Choose FlexBuy on Escape with 0% financing for 66 months, plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash and $1,000 retail trade assist.
These deals are amazing.
I know. How do we get them?
Okay, we have to be very subtle about asking, like this.
Like this?
No, like this.
Actually, you don't have to do any of that. We have great deals for everyone.
Even without the...
You would have gotten it anyway.
Cool.
If you've forgotten what a fair deal sounds like, let us remind you. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only in the Exhibition Hall at the Alliant Energy Center, Madison.
Take a look at this. Big rock, fall down, go boom. That was how a delicate balancing act that started thousands of years ago came to an end in Massachusetts. Up until late September, this massive boulder in Holliston had been teetering on top of another rock and for centuries had confounded locals, looky-loos, and even one famous founding father. Local legend has it that the rock was visited by one George Washington. Word of the fated fall quickly spread, with some upset. The famous balancing boulder had now become just another resting rock. Says one local, 2020 just keeps on giving gifts that nobody wants.
That's for sure. So nobody got video of it actually falling.
Centuries. Thousands of years.
Aww.
Boom.
2020. There you go.
The town's claim to fame. So.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. A little rain out there?
Yeah, rain is coming down, but there's another thing that's getting ready to fall.
We can't hear you.
There we go.
There we go.
How about a mic turned on? Rain is coming down. There's another thing that's getting ready to fall just like that boulder. It's our temperatures and that extended forecast. We're getting pretty chilly. The full forecast coming up.
Stanton Optical is always here for you with our safe telehealth technology. You can just walk in for an eye exam whenever you need one. Right now, our entire store is buy one, get one free on all frames and lenses. Plus, kids get a free eye exam for back to school. Find your nearest store at StantonOptical.com.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
Yeah, I think we're good here. Why do we offer so many active safety features on our Chevy SUVs? Oh, yeah. All set.
Ready, Freddie?
Because we're not just engineers.
Call us when you get there, okay? Slowly. I'm going slow. We have families, too.
Get 15% of MSRP cash back on most 2020 Equinox models. That's over $5,700 cash back on this Equinox. Plus, current GM owners get an additional $750 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Why do Black Americans knowing they could lose their life in the course of just living their life?
Part of freedom is to be free from racism and all of its manifestations.
They deserve to be treated with dignity. They gotta know we're listening.
Reforming policing in this country means creating a national standard on use of force and hold police officers accountable.
We have such an opportunity now to change people's lives for the better. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Stanton Optical is always here for you with our safe telehealth technology. You can just walk in for an eye exam whenever you need one. Right now, our entire store is buy one, get one free on all frames and lenses. Plus, kids get a free eye exam for back to school. Find your nearest store at StantonOptical.com.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, we are in that time of the year that I love so much. I call it the time of the year that you're driving around, you look up and something might make you audibly gasp. For me, that was today, seeing some of those fall colors. And this is a picture from Vilas County showing you those fall colors. All of this, folks, is on the way to us here in Madison. Those trees are already beginning to turn. But right now, it's the northern part of the state where those colors are really beginning to pop. In fact, the fall color report really shows you what's getting ready to go on. As for us right now, it's showers, though, that we are tracking here throughout south central Wisconsin. This has been mainly towards our north and west as we have gone through the past couple of hours. It's slow moving, and it's not all that much, but nonetheless, it is rain that has some heavier pockets embedded as well. Right now, the heaviest pocket is just towards the south of Muscoda. That's going to be moving towards the north of Highland. We're also seeing a couple of showers and a few embedded rumbles of thunder throughout parts of, I can't think of the county name right now, but that'll be back towards the west, parts of Iowa County. There we go. In the meantime, here's how things are shaping up for us. This line of storms will start to move through parts of Dane County as we go through the next couple of minutes here. So that'll be in Middleton, really, as we go through the next few minutes, and then Sun Prairie by the time we get you towards 3/4 into the hour here. Zooming in on Dane County, already some showers throughout parts of Cross Plains, just towards the north of Waunakee as well. Expect this to continue to move towards the south and east. Here's how things look right now. Over our Edgewater Skycam, you see the clouds on the increase. There are a few rays of sun earlier. Those have gone by the wayside. Temperatures are still into the 70s. This is the pattern that's driving that. A cold front just back towards the north with a wave of low pressure riding along it. What this will ultimately do is take that cooler air back to the north, allowing us to warm up as we go through the next couple of days before a bigger shot of cold comes our direction as we begin to move into next week. Other rain chances come our direction towards the weekend. I'm focused on what we'll see Monday and into Tuesday. A big slug of moisture likely passing by just towards the south and east, but it's the wraparound moisture into Tuesday and Wednesday. That's where I think we could see some true scattered shower activity into early next week. Yeah. The model's trying to suggest we get that cold in parts of northern Wisconsin that a little blue did begin to show up. While I'm not truly buying that, I am buying the shot of cold that I expect us to see as we move into next week and into the month of October as a whole. In fact, going through that first week of October below normal temperatures, that's likely going to be the case throughout the entire eastern half of the country. Get ready for that. Our average high is right around 68. We're talking temperatures closer to 58 by the time we get you towards next week, and that's being generous. Also, We could see some of those days where that overnight low temperature goes into the upper 30s. No freezes yet, but we're certainly getting into that cooler time of the year.
All right, well, if you like it warm, enjoy the next few days.
Absolutely.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
If you are looking for happiness, Hawaii may be the perfect place to go. That's according to a new survey. Hawaii came in as the #1 happiest state in the U.S. It was followed by Utah, Minnesota, New Jersey, and Maryland. The study looked at depression, divorce rates, and overall safety when it ranked all 50 states. Other factors included participation in sports, hours worked, and income growth. Wisconsin is ranked the 18th happiest state in the country.
Well, we're almost in the top 20. Yeah, it's good.
Could be worse. United Airlines is rolling out a rapid COVID test in San Francisco for flights to Hawaii.
If it works there, United hopes to offer testing options at its major hubs across the country, and that could potentially allow Americans to travel internationally again.
Chris Van Cleve got an exclusive look at the program.
I'm getting tested.
United employee Eduardo Marquez is getting the rapid COVID test passengers at San Francisco Airport will soon be taking just hours before departing for Hawaii.
It was simple, fast, not invasive at all.
United is the first U.S. airline to roll out a COVID testing program for passengers starting October 15th. Bay Area flyers bound for Hawaii will be given the option to order an at-home testing kit or reserve a time for a rapid test at the airport.
And we really see this as a great opportunity to provide access to testing for our customers to get them back in the air and traveling as safely as possible.
Hawaii has been largely closed to tourists since March, but next month, with proof of a negative COVID test result within 72 hours prior to arrival, the state will waive its 2-week quarantine. Hawaii officials will verify those results as flights come in. Richard Pagano flew to Maui Wednesday.
Because if it got me out of quarantine for 2 weeks, it's a lot of extra time back to me. Can also make sure that I'm not getting my friends sick or anyone who is like in the risk zone sick.
The rapid testing at SFO is already available to airport and airline employees. It takes about 20 minutes from arrival to result and initially will cost $250. The at-home kit will be $80 plus shipping and go to this San Francisco lab for processing. Flyers will have results within 48 hours. United hopes to eventually expand testing options to its hubs across the country in cities like New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. United sees this effort as a major step towards reconnecting the U.S. with international travel. Airlines are pushing for, quote, air bridges between major cities like New York and London that would require pre-flight COVID tests for all on board. American Airlines says it is now also considering a rapid testing program. German carrier Lufthansa will start rapid testing some passengers for COVID next month. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Dulles Airport.
And New York's JFK Airport and Newark Airport are working with a private company to offer passengers a rapid COVID test before boarding.
A recent Atmosphere research survey found 3/4 of flyers support pre-flight COVID testing. We all want to get traveling again.
Yeah, anything to make it safer.
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back.
1, 2, 3, My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure.
Get $2,000 customer cash on a new 2020 Toyota Camry or Camry Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places.
Lately, we've come to appreciate what home has to offer. Right now at Feldco, buy one window and you'll get one free, plus no interest for 1 year. That'll help keep your home and your family warm, safe, and comfortable all year long. That's something we've been providing for almost 50 years. Let Feldco get you ready for colder weather. Buy one window, get one free now.
Buy one, get one free ends Wednesday. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
We made USAA insurance for this season. When being a fan on a budget gets tough, our agents do the legwork so saving on auto insurance is easy. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
USAA. It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Sometimes you can't get to the store to get the items you need, but that doesn't mean you have to go without.
Eye Care offers complete health coverage. Members receive up to $1,440 in over-the-counter items delivered right to their door for free. Our catalog includes hundreds of products, such as over-the-counter medications, vitamins, and first aid supplies. There's also flexibility to use these benefits in store using an Eye Care benefit card. Rest easy. Eye Care is looking out for your health needs.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales and rewards like fuel points, all for prices that are lower than the everyday low. So go ahead, get lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
1, 2, 3, My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure.
Get $2,000 customer cash on a new 2020 Toyota Camry or Camry Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places.
Tonight at 5, President Trump has refused to commit to a peaceful transfer of power. How Wisconsin senators are reacting. That's at 5.
And mild temperatures will stay through the weekend. That's going to come along with a few opportunities for rain before we cool down next week. We'll look at your full forecast.
And then at 6, the Capitol view from NO Vino on Washington Avenue is a notorious one, but the restaurant says it may not be available for much longer. We'll share that story with you tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Falling across the viewing area today. Kind of a gray afternoon, but still mild this Thursday in downtown Madison.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. That's right. Well, Walmart announced that it is testing drone delivery of at-home COVID-19 self-collection kits. Walmart is working with Quest Diagnostics, which makes the tests, and Drone Up, which is a drone service provider, to launch the trial of delivery of the collection kits. The trial started at the Walmart Supercenter in Las Vegas on Tuesday. It will expand to a Walmart Supercenter in Cheektowaga, New York, near Buffalo early next month. Participating customers must live in a single-family residence, and they must be within a 1-mile radius of one of those 2 Walmart stores.
Interesting.
Brave new world. Here
it's
we
lucky
go.
you went to school in upstate New York.
Yeah, that's right. I know
you
those
get all
names.
these names down.
Those names. Yeah, right.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to Dr. Zorba Pastor right after this.
Don't wait until the weekend to enjoy a thick charbroil steak made to your liking. Make a weeknight steak night at High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. Well worth the short drive to Ridgeway.
The chief actuary of the Social Security Administration just released an analysis of Trump's planned cuts to Social Security. Under Trump's plan, Social Security would become permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. If Trump gets his way, Social Security benefits will run out in just 3 years from now. Don't let it happen. Joe Biden will protect Social Security.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
We made USAA insurance for this season and the veterans that never quit on their team. When being a fan gets tough and stretching your budget gets even tougher, our agents put in the time and legwork for you. So saving on auto insurance is easy. Because saving a little extra goes a long way. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
USAA. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Baca Enterprises is truly humbled and thankful to all of our employees, residents, families, and vendors for their patience and cooperation.
Our employees have gone above and beyond with sanitation efforts, altering their daily routines, all while spreading joy and happiness throughout our community.
As you look forward to the future, Beaver Dam Assisted Living will be here for you.
To provide a sense of security and to provide comfort by keeping you safe and healthy.
Together, we're moving forward to help you live life with confidence. Call today to schedule your tour.
We are the Thrivers, women with metastatic breast cancer. Our time for more time has come. Living longer is possible and proven in postmenopausal women taking Kisqali plus fulvestrant in a
a clinical trial, Kisqali plus fulvestrant helped women live longer with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer, and it significantly delayed disease progression. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
If a wedding or special event is in your future, consider the new Grand Ballroom at High Point Steakhouse. With panoramic driftless area views and an award-winning custom menu, it's the perfect choice for the perfect wedding or banquet. The Grand Ballroom at High Point Steakhouse.
All right, let's go ahead and show you guys the traffic here, starting out with some fall colors, but here is the traffic map for you as we begin to look at Dane County. So far, no big issues are showing up. We do have some traffic on East Wash as you begin to head out towards Sun Prairie, but as you move towards the actual Beltline, things are fairly smooth for us. We're seeing those average speeds right around 60 miles per hour, 52 as you begin to approach Fish Hatchery. That is a common slow spot with construction. Otherwise, most routes are cruising along with no major issues. Right now, if you're traveling from University to Verona Road on the Beltline, that's going to take you about 6 minutes. Then if you want to continue on to John Nolan, that's going to take you an additional 4 minutes with an average speed around 61.
All right, Chris, thank you. Love that picture of Vilas County, by the way. That is so pretty. Well, a one-of-a-kind Japanese artist. His glasses might be fogging up, but it's part of his creation. It's a ramen mask. With the mask on, the more his spectacles fog, the hotter and steamier the noodle soup looks to be sitting over his mouth. The 3D ramen mask made from felt has every little detail you would want in real ramen. It has braised pork, green onions, bamboo shoots, and a slice of fish cake, but it's all made from clay. That would just make me hungry.
Well, it's time to get your medical questions answered.
Dr. Zorba Pastor is standing by at his office in Oregon. The number to call, 270-9933. Hi, Zorba.
Hi, Zorba.
Can you hear us?
Good to see you guys.
Oh, good. Well, Wisconsin has become one of the biggest hotspots in the country. There is a lot of COVID-19 being reported in every one of our 72 counties in the state. So what is going on in Wisconsin?
Well, it's very clear that what's going on is we have lots of COVID because, among other things, people are not masking enough and they're not engaging in the proper social distancing activities. And I'll give you an example. My wife and I the other day we picked up our dog from the dog groomer and decided maybe we would sit outside, get something to eat. And we saw a restaurant across the street, looked like a bar, but it said outside seating. I walked into the restaurant, with my mask on and saw 20 people around the bar talking without masks. And I thought, oh, I'm not going to go in this place. Ultimately, we went to a different restaurant where we could sit outside and be properly sort of vented, if you will. So the issue is people are not taking social distancing and masking seriously enough. And that's why we're seeing this outbreak. And it's a shame because we've got the tools to push it down so that we can begin to open up businesses, but we're just not paying attention.
So what can you do?
It's not that simple, but that's really important. And I think it's important, especially because we know the older you are, the greater the risk that we're actually going to die from COVID. I think you have to do the usual things that we do. Wash your hands, mask up. Don't go out to restaurants, of course, unless they are properly, there's only 25% capacity, whatever it is. Don't go into bars and places like that. And talk to people who are younger, who are spreading it. It's the people who are younger in college who often, and their 30-year-olds are not thinking that this is really a serious thing. And that's about what we can do. Because otherwise, it's going to continue to explode, and our economy is going to continue to tank.
And it's become so partisan that, people don't listen to each other.
it's become so partisan. And I certainly have never seen that in my lifetime. And certainly if you look back in the 1950s when the polio epidemic hit and there was immunization, it wasn't partisan then. If you look back to some of the influenza epidemics that have occurred, not the pandemics, it hasn't been partisan. We look at heart disease, high blood pressure, if we look at cholesterol, it's not a partisan issue. Why this has become partisan is very difficult to understand. But the answer is science says we should social distance, wear the mask, and so on. And it's a shame that it's a political decision to wear a mask or not wear a mask. But I think we all have to be adults, we have to be good citizens, and we have to protect one another, and we have to do our civic duty and be responsible. That's the answer.
We're taking your calls today at 270-9933 if you have a question. Bob from Darlington unfortunately got disconnected on the phone, but he wanted to know if he got his flu shot too early. And there's been some confusion about this, Zorba, about when you should get a flu shot and whether or not if you get it now, it will protect you all year long.
So the answer is once flu shots are available, usually, and I say usually, that's the time that you can get them. Certainly after October 1st, that's fine. The issue is when does the influenza season actually strike? So sometimes it strikes in January, that's when the high point is. Sometimes it's in February or March. So there's a little wiggle room on when exactly to get the flu shot. Certainly now is a good time. But if you got your flu shot earlier, the answer is it's probably okay. And that's kind of the way it is with influenza anyway. Once they're available, you can get them, but I generally say once it gets about the middle of September, beginning of October, that's probably the optimal time to get your shot. No reason to get a second shot. And frankly, with people social distancing, wearing their masks, influenza may not be as prevalent if we all get immunized.
All right, let's go to the calls. We'll start with Barb in Madison. Hi, Barb, what's your question?
Hi, I have a question about wearing face masks. I see a number of people that seem to think they can wear them below their nose.
Right.
Is that doing anything at all for protection?
Not very much. Of course, if they cough through their mouth, they're protecting their mouth. The answer is wear your face mask up to your nose. You've got to wear it up here because you're breathing out of your nose, and that's where the particles, the airborne particles, and the other particles come from. So the answer is yes, it should cover the nose.
All right, very good. Let's go to Gary in Madison. Hi, Gary, what's your question?
Yes, I've had vertigo for over a month. I can't get in for a scan for 2 weeks, so I don't know what I should be doing. But I passed out and hit my head.
That's not good.
Oh, if you passed out and you hit your head, that is different from simply having dizziness or vertigo that may come from a viral infection. That's where you really have to talk to your doc. If you passed out, if you hit your head, if you can't get a scan for 2 weeks, the question is that really the right timeline for you? And I think if you can't get in, call your doctor and say, wait a minute, it's 2 weeks to get the scan. Is that really the right thing to do? So that's where you pick up the phone and make a phone call.
We're talking about the flu vaccine. What's the latest on a vaccine for COVID?
Well, you know, the vaccines, all of the experiments are moving on. They're what I call event-driven. They're not determined by time. They're determined by how many people actually get COVID. They want to make sure there's a difference between the placebo group on one hand and the vaccinated group on the other hand. But there are about 4 or 5 vaccines right now in the running, really ahead of the pack. We're talking about the first or second quarter of next year. Even if something begins to come out this year, you've got to have enough safety data, and certainly you need at least 3 or 4 months of safety data before you're going to see whether or not the vaccine is safe. And I think the safety data is as important as the efficacy data.
Is there an update on the AstraZeneca trial at UW Hospital? We reported that it was paused temporarily. Do you know what the latest is on that?
I haven't heard whether or not they've started or they haven't started. It was paused by a neurological problem that occurred, may have occurred randomly, called transverse myelitis. They paused it to see whether or not there were any other cases. That particular study, that's Moderna on one hand, and I can't remember exactly what the American pharmaceutical company was. I think it was either AstraZeneca or Pfizer. 20,000 in the U.S., 30,000 outside the U.S. They're going to look at all the people in there and see whether or not that's only a random case or if there's more than one case. But I don't know when the study is going to restart or if it has.
Okay.
All right, let's go to John in Janesville. Hi, John. What's your question? John just hung up on us. Something about his gallbladder, but we don't really know. And we're waiting for another call to come through as we...
I think something's going on with our phones. Sorry about that, everybody.
Karen. Karen, are you there? Karen in Janesville. Go ahead.
Hi. I recently lost my job.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And thank you. And I lost my health insurance too, and I would like to get a flu shot, but I've been calling around, and it costs anywhere between $50 and almost $100. And I was wondering where I could go, if there's any place I could go to get it for less than that.
Call your public health department. So if you're in Janesville or you're in Madison, you call the public health department. You say, look, I don't have any insurance. Where can I get a flu shot for nothing? And they'll be able to direct you to who actually does that. The drugstores are not going to know it. The doctor's office may or may not know it, but the public health department will really know it. And if you're not sure how to call the public health department, call your local senior center. There's always a social worker on board at the local senior center, and they can often direct you to the right person to get it, because there undoubtedly are free flu shots in your area. I can't tell you where to go, but social workers can.
Oh, it's good information.
That is good news.
Important information that there is a safety net out there for people. All right, let's go to Barb in McFarland. Hi, Barb. What's your question?
Hi. I'm wondering if intermittent fasting is a healthy choice for dieting.
Yeah, I think it actually is. That's something that really has been bounced around quite a bit. There are a couple of studies, interestingly, that show if you stop eating at 6 o'clock in the evening and you basically are fasting till 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's a 14-hour fast, that itself may be useful for people to lose weight, because calories taken at night appear to be more likely to go to fat. But a number of people are now doing intermittent fasting where they don't eat for one day during the week, and they seem to lose weight. The real issue is, if you don't eat for one day a week, are you going to eat twice as much when you start eating? So you've still got to pay attention. It's not just the fasting, it's the discipline that comes with the fasting when the fasting is done.
Are we done? Okay, we're out of time. Thank you all for calling in. Zorba, thank you.
Thank you for your patience, Zorba, and everybody else, too. We got through it, and we'll do it again very soon. Good to see you, Zorba. Thanks for your time.
Well, the final check of your forecast coming up.
The golf range and suites of By10's Golfland provide safe fun. Golf range buckets and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Full grill and bar service is provided safely to your golf suite by waitstaff. Try fun, easy-to-play top tracer games like Go Fish, only at By10's Golfland.
Thinking about your financial plan? So are we. Prudential helps 25 million people with their financial needs. With over 90 years of investment experience, our thousands of financial professionals can help. Go to Prudential.com or talk to an advisor.
I was sworn into the United States Senate in a hospital. My wife and daughter had been killed in an automobile crash. And lying in the bed were my two little boys. I couldn't have imagined what it would have been like if I didn't have insurance to cover them immediately and fully. 40 years later, one of those little boys, my son Bo, was diagnosed with terminal cancer, given months to live. I can't fathom what would have happened if the insurance companies had the power to say, last few months, you're on your own. The fact of the matter is, healthcare is personal to me. Obamacare is personal to me. When I see the President of the United States try to eliminate this healthcare in the middle of a public health crisis, that's personal to me too. We've got to build on what we did, because every American deserves affordable healthcare. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
By10's Golfland offers 3 award-winning 18-hole miniature golf courses, 2 outside and 1 inside, all open day and night. Have peace of mind. Miniature golf clubs and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Enjoy safe fun for everyone at By10's Golfland.
Madison protesters are planning another rally in the aftermath of an indictment in the Breonna Taylor case. How it might impact your weekend plans. Plus, your weekend forecast seen a big changeup. Hattie's timing out the rain for us Friday morning.
Accurate news as it happens, right here where you live. Information that you can use from the team you can trust. For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now.
Madison's not happy treating people differently because of their race.
I've learned when I've been out reporting on the front lines that everyone is impacted differently, but it's also important to take some time to not judge people and to understand where they're coming from and why they might be angry or why they might be sad.
This is our opportunity. You do see the best in some people coming out.
This time feels different. This time, I think, a real conversation may begin.
We are still tracking some of those showers out there. Not a big deal, but nonetheless, a couple of spots are going to get wet as we go through the rest of this afternoon and evening. We've seen this really starting to move into parts of Dane County now. This just moved through McFarland. That's moving over towards Cottage Grove. And then towards the north, Waunakee getting in on some rain, then back towards the west. Cross Plains, Mazomanie, Black Earth, and Mount Horeb, some rain is getting ready to move on through. This will continue to push towards the east as we go through really about the next 30 minutes or so, and then that'll continue to move on. But here's just the last hour put on a loop so you can see how this has moved on through. Things are starting to break up, so it's not going to be a big heavy rain event. Once we get through this, it's all about sunshine, though, as we begin to move into your Friday with comfortable temperatures.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Speaking of tomorrow, here on Live at 4, our news hounds Lola and Louie have the best animal stories of the week.
And our Michael Bruno goes behind the screens with Guest House Theater. They're performing virtually online, and we'll show you how. Coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
It looks like you're going to the news center.
Yeah.